There we go. I hadn't turned sound off, so it was echoing. I was like, wait, what did you say? And then I was like, wait, what did I say? Hold on. I thought my brain was tricking me, and I just replied to you without realizing. Right. So, again, yeah, this one, like, we're gonna want to get this guy set. The thing with jungle at the moment is you really just want to prioritize your bot lane. ADC is probably the most broken role in the game, purely because they can deal with tanks. So if you're playing a tank, tanks are kind of broken in a way too, because you can keep an ADC alive. Now, obviously, there is some situations where an ADC just won't be able to stay alive, but that's not your problem, right? As long as you're doing everything you can. And the thing is, with a champion like Zac, there's so much that you can do to keep them alive. And even if you keep them alive for a fraction of a second more, that's huge. So,
Yeah, especially a mobile champ like Kai'Sa.
yeah, exactly. So one of the things that we are looking to do here is, because Alistair's level 1 is so poor, we're going to look to walk down and see if we can potentially punish his level 2, because the fact that his level 1 is so weak means as soon as he gets 2, he's going to want to just jump in.
So that's why we did this clear.
Uh-huh.
Take advantage of that window.
Yep.
But had it been a different matchup, would you have packed differently?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
Because with Zac, usually your 4 is super valuable. But because it's also kind of because we have Morgana as well. It means that she can't do that much. Okay. So this is unfortunate that he managed to get you yet. It was sad, but it's fine. So now we just back away. We didn't really get much out of it. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because, again, Alistair got chunked. So one of the things with Alistair...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So because he wants to engage, but because he wants to engage, he needs HP to do that. So if he is getting chunked and losing a big amount of his HP like that, then that's really, really valuable. But yeah, this is just kind of one of them situations. Doesn't matter how you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that the Morgana could have waited for me to CC and then queued, but
yeah,
they held on to their queue for the next game.
Yeah, next game it came in handy, I guess. Okay, so here, so we're out of vision, but we went way too slow. So right here, we should already be looking to go because
start charging
yeah.
up the E.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because we already knew by the positioning,
Yeah.
like the body language, that they were gonna go in. I see.
And if we would have done that, we would have been able to get an E on Alistair.
Yeah, I would have knocked him up a lot sooner because he was already walking away right there.
Yeah.
And that time to react and headbutt me into the tower.
Yeah. So again, we just kind of played a little bit bad, but I mean, Kai'Sa got a kill off it, so, which, sure, she dies, but, and then we kind of walk back into the tower. I mean, we're dead anyway to Xerath, right? So, if anything, it's better the Jhin getting it than the Xerath, because the Xerath can do damage to us from afar, whereas Jhin not really. Now again, like, as Zac, you always want Lucidity boots first. Like, no exceptions whatsoever. These boots are unreal on this champion. They're just too good, basically. So you just want to get them as soon as you can, because they're going to help you with your clear, they're going to help you with your engages, they're going to help you with your skirmishing, they're going to keep you alive longer, and they're going to make you do more damage. They're just so good on this champion. It's unreal. So here, this was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a good roam. I should have known that. Yeah, I should have just left it alone because.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to get the wave. So what we should have done is held E, so not use E like this. We should have just walked in.
Yeah.
Because we can also use E to, like, get away from her E too. But yeah, Because we wanted this wave. This was huge. Even if we just soak the XP from this wave, even if we don't get the gold, it's really, really valuable. So even if we just sit by the tower and just get the XP only, that's so good for us. Because this is such a huge wave. It's crazy. This is like nearly 3 waves.
Yeah, she wouldn't have tried to jump me like that if I hadn't used my E, because then
Yeah.
I could have just queued them together.
Yep. So again, we'll just like smite this and leave. We have absolutely no interest whatsoever in fighting Lilia.
Yeah, nope. I don't win those 1v1s anyways.
Like, our focus is to get this Kaiser ahead, and Anivia will be strong eventually anyway, even if she doesn't get ahead, but luckily for her, she did. So here we can just look to go bot, purely because they're getting very, very aggressive. And we know, because they've been pushed in, that they don't have wards. Morgana again, I don't know.
That would have been nice. So we still get it, but it would have been a lot cleaner.
So here we want to help push this in because we want the XP. Like, we have got so much here already that nobody is going to complain about you taking some XP. And if they do, ignore them.
Yeah, I should have taken some.
So here we just get Gromp. So this is why we have to be efficient with our pathing as well. So do you remember in game you wanted to go for this scuttle here?
Yeah.
But the issue is if we go for this scuttle, the Kaiser is coming on map alone. And you're not going to be able to spend any of your gold. And it's just not really too worth. So we want to be recalling here so that we can get top, because we know Lilia is probably going to look for our red buff anyway. But we can look to fight on that. So again, double Ruby is always very, very good, because since this Aurelia is getting strong, if we go double Ruby, well, then we can just turn that into an Anathemas, no problem. Whereas if we build anything else, then it becomes a little bit rough. But here, so now we're here on time. We get to contribute to the fight, and look, perfect timing. We kill her.
Yeah, that was the freest kill ever.
Yep. And if we'd have gone for Scuttle, then we wouldn't have got that. Or we wouldn't have been here to do this either. And this was a massive swing for the game. This was a huge advantage for us. Now, Kaiser's too low, and you want to clear out your topside camps. So ignore Dragon here, because what you want to be doing is you want to go and clear your red and your chickens, and then what you can do from that is then you can reset, come get your blue, go for Dragon with full gold spent. If you go for it right now with 1,000 gold, if they manage to get on it late, then they're probably just going to kill you. So it's really not worth. Aurelia did take that, I'm fairly certain, but actually it might have been Lilia. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was, because I had the red actually.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure. That could have been Lilia's red. I'm not entirely sure actually.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, here again, Kaiser is your carry. Got to stay near her. So we see them top, so we just traded for Dragon. This is way more worth for us. Now again, Kaiser clears this so unbelievably fast because of her passive.
And she's also a little fed too. So nice.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Oh, missed it.
Yeah, we kind of agreed a little. But it did sort of work out.
I should have saved my flash right there. I could have gotten out.
Yeah.
Couldn't charge my E long enough to make it over.
Yeah. It's fine. We just kind of got a bit too greedy. The flash, we didn't really need to go for it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, right there. I could have just healed and backed off, and then Jin wouldn't have used his ult, and we would have probably both gotten out of there.
Yeah. So again, here we want to drag this red down because we're probably going to get invaded. That's why I was saying drag it down. But Lilia does come, but it's whatever. Again, we know that the Lilia and the Aurelia are top now. And yeah, there's no point ever going back for those camps. Just presume they're gone. That way you can do something else to try and maximize your efficiency. And it won't matter as much about you losing it. Here as well, this is where we can look to go. Because again, Xerath is a mobile. And we had Morgana coming up. So make sure that you're just watching, see what's happening. Because like right here, I don't think you even saw Morgana, did you?
She was going up there?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because I think I remember saying, look to go. Morgana's there, and then we managed to go over. Shame. We still get him though. Just because, again, he's a mobile. And this thing with Zac loves the mobile mid laners and the mobile AD carries. And a lot of AD carries are mobile at the moment. So it's like, we tried to get this, we couldn't, it's fine. This, we were very lucky. Because we should have just blast coned over to the dragon pit. Alistair could have queued you there and knocked you out of your E. Shame Morgana got that, but it's fine. And again, we can't really do much there. So again, that's where we finally get our Grump. And, you know, nobody is ready for a dragon fight just yet. So you may as well just clear everything away. And that way you come back with as much gold as possible.
Is it because they were low?
So, at this point, like, we're walking up and we don't have a Morgana. Morgana's reset. So it's like we don't have prio anyway. So we're not set up to actually go to dragon. Because we're going to be outnumbered no matter what because of Morgana. And also Anivia needs to back. Because she's got a lot of gold. So it's like we're just not in a position to really contest it. We may as well just clear everything away. Reset with as much as we can.
Yeah, I need to check the mid laner to see like if they spent gold.
There we go. Now again, so this game we rushed Anathemas purely because their main win condition is going to be this Aurelia, but our win condition is at Kai'Sa, which Kai'Sa is going to beat Aurelia. I mean, Anivia ended up popping off as well, to be fair. She did really well. But, yeah, it's like, as long as Anivia can't do what she wants, then we're good. Because, I mean Aurelia. Because Aurelia is going to fall off as well. Aurelia is, like, really strong early to mid. But then late game, when she's trying to fight into people peeling, it can be really, really rough. Okay. So now, so this was actually the first big fight, right, where we actually saw this build come into play. So, and we're not even fully. So this was the effect of Anathemas, and it's not even fully stacked yet. So where she's not even getting reduced at the moment. Tenacity, anyway. So again, here we have to be the main engage. And then we just look to lock down the Aurelia as much as possible and see she just can't do anything. Like, she just can't function in this fight.
Nice, and I body blocked all the Jhin shots.
Yep. That flash was a little bit odd. You didn't really need to flash at all, to be honest. But
yeah, I think I was trying to get the Yeah, it wasn't a good flash.
Nah, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. So again, we get this pushed in, which good. Now we just clear this tower. So this is another really big thing. So if I hadn't have told you to, where would you have gone after this tower?
Um, Probably gone to my jungle.
Yeah, because I think you were going back to your jungle after this camp. So this is another really big thing to remember. So when you're in this position where you're massively ahead, once this tower goes, you've already punished them and they're already going to be at this tower. So look to walk in and take as much as you can from them. Like you're always looking to punish as much as possible. And that's how you stay ahead, and that's how you close games out super, super hard. You never really give them the opportunity to come back.
Yeah, I usually do a better job at pushing in. I wasn't paying attention to the death timers. I didn't realize Lilia still had like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
But like that's enough for one raptor camp and then
Yeah,
just
easily.
tank
You
it.
take it so quick as well. So again, there's nothing else for you to really do here. So you just take your Gromp and your walls, just so they're respawning. Obviously, you smite this because it's a single target camp and you can't queue. And walls you take really quick because it's an AoE camp. So again, don't use that last burst of abilities on it either, because your smite is 1200 right now. So see, it was already in range to just smite away. And now it meant that
Yeah,
we didn't have Q straight away for wolves. So it's
that
just a
wasn't
small thing, but...
yeah, I gotta be more mindful.
Yeah, so here it was better to just go another ruby crystal. Like, pink wards are great, but at the end of the day, like, you don't really need one, right? Like, when you bought the pink ward right here, what was your plan on using it?
Just to have it for clearing vision if we need it.
Yeah, so, like, unless you have, like, a set... I am going to go and put this control ward on Baron, or I'm going to go and put this control ward in their jungle so that I can kill them, stuff like that. Unless you know what you're going to get out of it, don't bother, because control wards literally give XP and gold to the enemies. So this is good. Unfortunately, we missed, but it's fine. Yeah. So 2 control wards equal to about the same XP as what you'd get for a level 1 Gromp. So that's how much you'll end up giving to the enemies. Again, this was unfortunate that you didn't manage to save the Kaiser, but the fact that it took her so long to kill the Kaiser ends up with you getting the dragon, and Anivia picks it up anyway is huge. That was such a huge wall by Anivia as well, but... So one thing you could have done with this, instead of just finishing it off, you know she's going to jump over, she's itching for it, so just leave it on like 2k.
Yeah, and kind of bait her into that.
Yeah.
Switch. You're saying, gotcha.
But I mean, it's fine. Now, so here, this is the important thing, right? It doesn't matter so much that she's just stolen the dragon. What matters here is what you do after that. So if we just now just go and, start farming something, or we just float around and don't really do anything, then that's really bad, because she's just got something away from you without getting punished. But since jungler has died here, this is where we need to be instantly pinging to go to Baron. Everybody's healthy enough. We could just go straight to it. Obviously, these reset, which is fine. Kaiser ends up... So this is the unfortunate thing. Kaiser ends up focusing on the wave instead of coming to Baron. We go for this crab, and Anivia doesn't actually come for it. And Morgana does that over the wall too. So see, this Anivia just sits there. She doesn't actually... If Anivia puts her ult down straight away, and Kaiser doesn't wait for that wave and uses the gates instead, then we just take this instantly. But at this point, you do have to just look to finish it.
And then focusing me. I could have ulted right there.
Yeah.
To live a little longer.
Yeah, so you should have, yeah. So ult for more blobs.
And I think it would have done some damage to the Baron
Yeah,
too.
yeah, of course.
Really could have smited. Yeah, there was no jungler there. I could have smited that
Yeah,
away.
easy.
Damn.
I mean, but this is the thing, right? Like, it went wrong in game, but that's why we're reviewing it, right? Because it's like, even though it went wrong there, you can still make sure that it doesn't go wrong like that in the future, right? Because
Yeah.
this was still a very unfamiliar play to you, remember? Like, this was still something that I told you as it happened, this is what you need to do. So it's, the point of this is what we're looking to do is we're looking to highlight things that you can and should be doing on your champ. And then from there, we can then focus on making sure that you remember those things. And then it's easier. Also, never worry about typing. It literally just doesn't matter.
I think it worked out too because the death timer was pretty long. I think it was at least 20 seconds. Whereas
Yeah.
opposed like if she had been level 10 or 12, you probably would have just invaded her jungle and taken her camps. Maybe.
Yeah. So, again,
Actually,
another big
Baron.
shutdown. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, I said actually never mind. Baron wouldn't be up by then.
Yeah, no. Okay, this is fine. So now we're super tanky. We can just walk about a bit. But here, just go on the Zerath. So we hold E for so long, but Zerath was just so free here. Also, with your camera, you need to be moving your camera to where you need it to be. So right now, like, are you getting any information from up here of value? Is any of this valuable?
No, so I should be panning the camera down.
Yeah, down so that you're not moving the camera, especially on Zac, because of your E and how long range it is. Like, you need to be making sure that you're panning your camera over where you need to actually be. It's really important. Because, like, here, if we would have CC'd that Zerath and caught him inside of a GP barrel, he was just so dead.
Yeah, I was afraid that Alistar would knock me out at mid E, and it was warded right there too.
And then
So
Alistair dies, to be honest.
oh, he would have died anyways because he would have used his engage on me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it would have worked out better then.
Yeah, you would have got something. So again, here we reset just so we can spend our gold before the dragon. So usually we'd like to reset a little earlier, but because we have hex gates, we don't have to worry as much. And again, this is another one of those situations where we can look to force. So the reason why I was telling you so often, like, you need to look for something here, you need to force this, you need to do this, is because right now we're stronger, which is super important. Because we're so much stronger, we want to basically we don't want to let them do anything that will negatively affect us, right? Because we don't need to give anything whatsoever. So instead, we just look to punish as much as we can. So Jin has already showed us that he's not here. So this is kind of a case of we have to make sure that we're paying attention to things that are happening. Because right here, look at where the Jin shot is coming from.
Yeah, he's behind the Drake pit, so right here I should just
go. Yeah, so he's like all the way back here. Like in this area. So what we want to do instead is we just want to go. We just want to start a fight. We've got a Kaiser that can follow up. We've got a GP ult. So you remember at the start of the game we said, hey, we've got GP ult. We've got Kaiser ult. We did think we were going to have Ziggs, but he went with a Nivir instead. But yeah, here we just wanted to go. Because Jin might be able to ult, but he can't actually auto.
Yeah, I end up getting Alistar headbutted anyways. That's what I was afraid of. So
well, it's fine, right? Like, it doesn't really matter. Because just then we still have ult. We're just using our E to get in range so that we can disrupt them. This is nice E. So here we needed to just instantly just tap AE. So just instantly, so 3, 2, 1. So here just tap E straight away, right?
Yeah, because then I jumped over her.
Yeah. Well, no, you'd knock her up. So that'd also cancel a Q. So she wouldn't kill Kai'Sa. Doesn't really matter, but, you know, we could have played it a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Plus also remember your E is extended. Too.
It's extended?
I think it's extended. Ooh, I'm not actually sure. I don't actually think your anathemas increases.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, because like your abilities aren't affected by tenacity because they're displacements. So actually, I'm not sure if they get extended. I don't think they do. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to. So actually, I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, I don't. I think. Yeah, I think because it's a displacement, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. So again, here, again, we're just looking to force again, right? Like, which is good. We get this, which again, see what we can do on this champ. Like, this is why he's so unbelievably broken. And again, we have passive. We can, like, you don't need to back away here. So see here how we're playing, like, really safe? Just give passive. Doesn't matter. So instead of running away, what you should be looking to do here is now look to queue them together, and then you just run to your blobs. So you look to queue them together, and you just run to your blobs as much as possible, and they'll keep hitting you because you're low. They're not going to instantly jump on these. They're going to keep hitting you because you're low. So that gives you the ability to very, very much come back into the game. Oh, sorry, come back to life. Like, sure, you didn't lose your passive, but at this point, it doesn't matter if you do.
Yeah.
So here, now we get Baron. And actually, I think you would have lived there anyway. I think if you would have collected your blobs with the amount you're healing off them, I don't think you would have died either way.
Yeah, I should just go for it. I think I was just too worried that Irelia would juke me out or something if I tried queuing her.
Oh no, she's at this point she's completely useless and very, very tilted. So yeah, at this point as well here, at this point you just don't really need camps. You've got 3 items, you're super strong, you're just looking to stay with the Nivea and the Kai'Sa as much as possible, make sure they don't die and make sure that you can look for team fights. This was a good
right
pick.
now we just want to push the map.
Yeah, exactly, because you got Baron. There we go. So here we just want to back out. We don't want to keep going like this. Especially Kai'Sa had GA. And she just lost it like this. So here though, like we just want to stay with Anivia. So you don't need to run away. You can stay and keep things buffed up. So you don't need to run, but just stay with Anivia. And just make sure that she can do what she needs to. Because again, this inhib is down now, and we've still got Baron to push. And now, obviously, we could just rush Dragon. But, so, the initial plan was to rush Baron, but then as soon as we see Lilia like this, and we know she's pincered, we instantly want to jump on her, right? Because if we CC her in this little alleyway... So, let's say we go on her here, in this little alleyway... Like, Anivia can... If you CC her here, Anivia will put her ult down and a W across like this. And she won't be able to get away. So... It's... this is why you just want to make sure that you're jumping on her and punish her for basically walking somewhere where she's got no vision. Like, you do get her. Anyway, but... You have to invest way more. Actually, no, you don't get her. I forgot. But you did get a flash, which is just as important.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I could have zoned her into the Nivea, and then she would have just gotten wall, all that stuff.
Wall, dead. It's very broken. Okay. And then we had this. Kaisa kind of griefed again, but it didn't matter. And Nivea is ridiculously strong. And again, see, all we're doing in these fights is just making sure Aurelia cannot play the game. And slowly but surely... So see, all we did there is just punish Aurelia. So again, and now you've got triple inhibitors. So you just like to push in. So yeah. So this is kind of the thing with Zac. Like, this is how you can just really, really easily shut down games. By just kind of varying your itemization. Like, there's so many items in the game that are for tanks that nobody ever really uses because they prioritize items that are bad instead, right? Like, for example, this game, you had your Radiant Virtue, your Sunfire, and Anathemas, and you were just unkillable, right? So it's like if you would have added like a Thornmill in there or something, you would have just lost so much of that gold. It's just not really good. But yeah, so you can see kind of from this game how to be a bit more aggressive. I think one of the biggest problems that you're making is you're not being as aggressive as you should be in certain situations. And what that's doing is that's meaning that you're probably getting ahead, but you're not really forcing the game out. So even the little things like making sure to take jungle camps, punish that, itemization, prioritize certain targets, like just going, okay, well, obviously it's difficult because there's a lot of different interactions with so many champions that you're not going to understand, which is completely fine. You don't need to know all those interactions. Like, sure, if you're playing in like Challenger or you were like going for like top 10, sure, you need to know those interactions, but at this level you don't really need to. It's just nice to know. But like things like the Aurelia, knowing to kind of just focus her, and if she gets focused out, then she's done for, is super, super important. So you want to make sure that you're continuously forcing into bot lane, because bot lane is just going to carry games lately, and then just go from there. So I'll end that recording.